Hey everybody, I'm Mike Thompson. I built the CFI course here at the Epic Flight Academy, and with the help of many talented colleagues together, we have made it the go-to course for those looking to earn the FAA Flight Instructor Certificate. In addition to teaching this course, I wrote the book, Telling is Not Teaching, the Flight Instructor's Handbook. You can find it at Amazon.com. The book is built around the idea that effective flight instruction is based on a solid relationship between the instructor and the student. Now, if you think about it, effective teaching of any kind in any subject relies upon a good relationship between the teacher and the student. Telling is Not Teaching was designed to parallel the FAA's Aviation Instructor Handbook 8083 9A. In the Aviation Instructor Handbook 9A and in my book, the first 3 chapters discuss educational psychology, the next 3 discuss instructional design, and the final 3 chapters address the flight instructor profession and responsibilities in general. In later versions of the FAA's handbook, you may notice the chapter numbers change. However, the chapter content should remain essentially the same. Join me as I discuss each of the 9 chapters. I hope you find the book enlightening, and I sincerely hope it helps you develop as a teacher. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Chapter 2 in Telling is Not Teaching. Do you ever wonder what is meant when educators talk about a learner-centered curriculum or a learner-centered approach to teaching and learning? As a learner, have you ever sat through an entire session with your instructor, whether one-on-one or with a group of other students, and not done a single thing the whole time? As a teacher, have you ever taught an entire session with your student or group of students just sitting there, not engaged them, but just expected them to listen the whole time? And then wonder, gee, why do I feel exhausted? And gee, why do they think I'm so boring? Well, of course, this has happened to all of us, both as the teacher and as the learner. In Chapter 2, I will introduce you to the idea of the 4-part learning cycle. This 4-part cycle helps us as teachers build the lesson content, whatever it is, around the learner. In each of the 4 parts of the cycle, we will create activities for the learner that focus on what they need to accomplish to achieve the competency, not on what we think we need to deliver. The idea is this: with the learner's goals in mind, we customize activities to help them achieve. We're not concerned about our progress teaching, but rather about their progress learning. In Telling is Not Teaching, I uncover these ideas and walk you through this cycle with ideas and techniques to create that learner-centered approach. You'll see how this approach draws from Chapter 1 of Telling is Not Teaching, because this approach relies upon a relationship with the learner in order to be effective. The moment that a teacher looks at the learner and genuinely asks, what does this learner need? What motivates them? What do they already know? That is the moment that we stop being tellers of information and we become teachers. In Chapter 2, I explore these ideas and I invite you to join me. Now, there is a common misconception that all activities in the learner-centered approach must be done by and centered on the learner. In fact, there will be teacher-centric activities in this approach. It's just that any teacher-centered activity is thought out and determined to be needed at any particular point in the learning cycle. Because the occasional activity may be teacher-centric does not mean that we are moving back to the old teacher-centered telling. In Chapter 2, I'll walk you through the 4 parts of the cycle: motivation, comprehension, guided practice, and application. As we do this, you'll see the FAA's 4 characteristics of learning: purposeful, multifaceted, experiential, and active process come alive in that same cycle. Would you like to discover more about learner-centered curriculum and the 4-part learning cycle to center your teaching around your learners' needs? Join me in exploring these ideas further. At the end of the chapter, challenge yourself with the activities shown there. Find Telling is Not Teaching at Amazon.com.